Imagine sitting quietly on a wooden veranda in a peaceful Hungarian village. Above you, grapevines sway gently in the warm air. Beside you, flowers bloom next to vegetables growing freely. You hear birds singing and water flowing softly nearby. Nothing feels rushed. Nothing feels forced. Everything around you feels calm, alive, and deeply rooted in memory. Welcome to Backyard Fortune, a place where forgotten materials meet calm nature and timeless garden beauty. If you love rustic farmhouse gardens, countryside calm, and creative ideas made from reused materials, this channel is for you. Subscribe to follow this peaceful series. Share this video with your friends on WhatsApp, Viber, and Facebook. And to everyone who watches, shares, and supports this journey, may you be blessed with a long life, good health, and peaceful days. One stone and moss pathway corner. Imagine stepping onto a quiet stone pathway where time seems to slow with every step. The stones beneath your feet are no longer cold or rigid, softened by moss that has grown patiently through seasons of rain and sun. This corner is not meant to lead you somewhere quickly. It invites you to walk gently, to notice the earth, to breathe. Along the edges, flowers bloom without trying to impress. Daisies and lavender sway quietly, while grapevines stretch their shadows across the path like memories reaching back to another time. Nearby, vegetables grow with quiet confidence, reminding us that beauty and usefulness have always belonged together. This pathway is not about perfection. It is about harmony, about allowing nature to finish what human hands begin. Each stone feels placed not by force, but by understanding. The moss does not compete with the path, it completes it. Here, movement becomes meditation. Walking becomes listening. And the garden stops being something you look at and starts becoming something you feel. And as the path gently curves away, it carries us naturally toward the next quiet corner of the garden. Two, balcony herb garden from reused containers. Imagine stepping onto a small balcony where the air smells fresh and green. Here, reused containers line the railing, each one holding herbs that grow generously toward the light. Basil, dill, and parsley spill over the edges as if they were always meant to live here. This balcony is not large, but it feels alive. Grapevines climb quietly nearby, softening the wood and filtering the sun into gentle patterns. Every leaf moves with the breeze, carrying the calm rhythm of village life. These herbs are not just decoration. They are part of daily living. Picked in the morning, shared at the table, grown with care instead of cost. What once held something forgotten now holds flavor, memory, and purpose. This space reminds us that abundance does not need land. It needs attention. Even the smallest balcony can become a living pantry, a green pause between moments. And as the scent of herbs lingers in the air, the garden gently invites us toward the next space waiting to be discovered. Three, front terrace rustic seating garden. Imagine approaching a farmhouse and finding a front terrace that feels instantly welcoming. A simple wooden bench sits quietly among flowers and greenery, as if it has always been there. Lavender and daisies soften the edges, while grapevines stretch above, offering shade and comfort. This terrace is not designed to impress. It is designed to be used. A place to sit after work, to greet neighbors, to enjoy the changing light of the day. Nearby, vegetables grow without separation from beauty, reminding us that function and warmth can live side by side. The wood carries marks of time. The plants grow freely. Together, they create a space that feels honest and calm. Nothing is polished. Nothing is rushed. Here, the front of the home becomes a shared moment with the outside world. A gentle transition between private life and village rhythm. And as this terrace holds its quiet pause, the garden naturally guides us toward the next space waiting just beyond. Four, narrow side yard vertical green escape. Imagine walking through a narrow space that no longer feels narrow. Walls once forgotten are now alive, covered with plants reaching upward toward the light. Grapevines, beans, and herbs climb quietly, transforming this side yard into a green passage. This space shows us that width is not required for abundance. Growth moves vertically, guided by wood, patience, and time. Flowers soften the edges, while vegetables grow within reach, turning a simple corridor into a living garden. Here, shade replaces emptiness. Air feels cooler. Movement slows. What was once just a path between walls becomes a place to pause and breathe. This vertical garden is not about filling space. It is about freeing it, allowing nature to rise where it was never invited before. And as the greenery stretches upward, it gently leads us forward to the next corner waiting to be transformed. Five, empty wall vintage washboard garden. Imagine an empty wall that no longer feels empty. Old wooden washboards, once part of daily life, now hold soil and growing plants. Flowers bloom softly against the wood, while herbs and leafy greens rise from places once forgotten. This wall carries memory. The marks of time remain visible, but they no longer speak of work alone. They speak of renewal. What once cleaned hands now supports life. Here, vertical space becomes a quiet canvas. Plants grow upward without effort, guided by patience and light. The wall no longer divides. It connects the home to the garden. This idea reminds us that beauty does not need expansion. Sometimes it only needs attention. A surface overlooked becomes a living presence. And as the plants continue to climb, the garden gently draws us forward toward the next transformation waiting nearby. Six, window box floral and herb mix. Imagine passing a farmhouse window that feels alive. Flowers and herbs grow together in simple boxes, spilling gently into the light. Lavender and daisies soften the view, while basil and parsley grow close, ready for daily use. This window box does more than decorate. It connects the inside and outside of the home. Morning light touches the leaves, and the scent of herbs drifts quietly through open air. Nothing here feels planned to impress. Everything feels placed with care. The wood shows age. The plants grow freely. Together, they turn an ordinary window into a living detail. This idea reminds us that beauty does not need space. It only needs intention. Even the smallest surface can hold life and meaning. And as these window boxes greet the day, the garden naturally invites us toward the next corner waiting just beyond. Seven, outdoor stairway green border. Imagine climbing a set of outdoor stairs where every step feels softer. Green borders line the stone, filled with flowers and herbs growing naturally beside the path. Lavender and daisies gently frame the movement upward, while leafy greens rest close to the earth. These stairs are no longer just a way to get somewhere. They become part of the garden itself. Each step is slowed by color, scent, and texture. Stone meets soil. Structure meets growth. Here, movement feels intentional. The garden walks with you, not around you. What was once a transition space becomes a moment to pause and notice. This border reminds us that even the most functional parts of a home can carry calm. Beauty does not interrupt daily life. It supports it. And as the stairs guide us upward, they naturally lead toward the next quiet transformation waiting ahead. Eight, small garden fairy vegetable patch. Imagine a small garden where vegetables and flowers grow side by side without rules. Tomatoes rise beside daisies. Paprika plants share space with marigolds. Everything grows together, creating a patch that feels both productive and gentle. This garden is not divided into sections. It follows intuition. Food and beauty support one another, just as they have for generations. The soil holds more than plants. It holds care, patience, and daily rhythm. Here, harvesting feels like a quiet ritual. Colors shift with the seasons. The garden changes, but its calm remains. This space reminds us that gardens do not need size to feel complete. They need balance. When usefulness and beauty share the same ground, even a small patch becomes meaningful. And as the plants continue to grow freely, the garden softly guides us toward the next peaceful corner waiting ahead. Nine, tiny patio grapevine retreat. Imagine stepping into a tiny patio where the world feels slower. Above you, grapevines form a living roof, their leaves filtering sunlight into soft patterns. A small table and chair rest quietly beneath the shade, surrounded by flowers and herbs growing close to the ground. This patio is not large, but it feels complete. It offers rest without isolation, comfort without excess. Here, the garden becomes a shelter. A place to sit, to breathe, to listen to the village sounds drifting in. The grapevine connects the space to tradition. For generations, it has shaded homes, marked seasons, and brought people together. Under its leaves, time feels generous. This retreat reminds us that calm does not require distance. Even a few square meters can hold peace when nature is allowed to lead. And as the leaves sway gently above, the garden invites us toward the next quiet transformation just ahead. Ten, front yard sunflower and paprika garden. Imagine arriving at a home where the front yard feels alive. Sunflowers rise tall and confident, while paprika plants grow quietly beneath them. Flowers and vegetables share the same soil, creating a garden that feels both welcoming and productive. This front yard does not separate beauty from purpose. It celebrates both. The bold colors catch the eye, but the plants also feed daily life. Here, the garden greets everyone who passes by, offering warmth instead of formality. Sunflowers follow the light. Paprika grows steadily below. Together, they show how different rhythms can coexist in harmony. Nothing competes. Everything supports. This space reminds us that the front of a home can be more than an entrance. It can be an expression of care, generosity, and connection to the land. And as the sunflowers stand quietly in the light, the garden gently leads us toward the next peaceful space waiting ahead. Small courtyard hanging bottle garden. Imagine stepping into a small courtyard where plants float gently in the air. Reused bottles hang quietly, each one holding herbs and flowers growing toward the light. What was once waste now creates movement, color, and life. This courtyard feels playful yet calm. Leaves sway slightly, catching the breeze. The walls no longer feel closed. They feel alive. Herbs grow within reach, ready to be picked, while flowers soften the space with gentle color. Here, vertical space becomes freedom. The ground stays open, while the air carries growth. It is a simple idea, but one that changes how the space feels. This garden reminds us that creativity does not need excess. It needs imagination. Even discarded objects can support life when placed with care. And as the bottles move softly above, the courtyard naturally leads us toward the next garden moment waiting ahead. Backyard rustic mini farm. Imagine stepping into a backyard that feels like a small working farm. Vegetables grow in simple wooden crates, soil rich and dark beneath leafy greens. Cabbage, carrots, and herbs rise quietly, shaped by care rather than design. This space does not try to look perfect. It tries to be useful. Every plant has a purpose, and every corner reflects daily rhythm. Flowers grow nearby, not as decoration, but as companions to the crops. Here, the backyard becomes a place of connection. Hands touch the soil. Seasons become visible. Time slows to match the pace of growth. This mini farm reminds us that abundance is built patiently. Not through excess, but through consistency and respect for the land. And as the garden continues its steady work, it gently guides us toward the next transformation waiting just ahead. Reclaimed wood country fence. Imagine a fence that does more than divide space. Built from reclaimed wood, its surface carries years of weather and use. Plants grow freely along its base, and grapevines climb gently through the gaps. This fence feels open rather than closed. It frames the garden without hiding it. Flowers soften the edges, while vegetables grow nearby, making the boundary part of daily life. Here, the fence becomes a backdrop for growth. It holds memory, texture, and movement. Nothing is polished. Everything feels honest. This idea reminds us that borders do not need to be harsh. When built with care and patience, they can support beauty and connection at the same time. And as the vines continue to climb, the garden quietly guides us toward the next transformation waiting just beyond. (14) Soda can and twig garden borders. Imagine a garden edge shaped from the unexpected. Soda cans and simple twigs form a soft boundary between soil and path. What once seemed disposable now holds the line where flowers and vegetables meet. This border does not try to hide its origin. It embraces it. Metal reflects light. Wood grounds the design. Together, they create rhythm and texture without overpowering the plants they support. Here, the edge becomes part of the story. It guides the eye while allowing growth to spill freely across it. Nothing feels strict. Everything feels allowed. This idea reminds us that creativity often begins with what we overlook. When reused with intention, even the simplest materials can belong in a calm and beautiful garden. And as the border continues along the soil, it gently leads us toward the next peaceful space waiting ahead. (15) Grape-covered veranda haven. Imagine sitting on a wooden veranda where grapevines grow freely above your head. Leaves move gently with the breeze, filtering sunlight into soft patterns across the floor. The air feels cooler here, quieter, protected. This veranda is more than an extension of the house. It is where mornings begin and evenings slow down. A place to drink coffee, to talk softly, or to sit in silence while the village breathes around you. Grapevines have always belonged here. They mark seasons, provide shade, and bring people together. Under their canopy, time feels generous. Nothing demands attention. Everything feels present. Flowers and herbs grow nearby, blending beauty with daily life. Nothing separates the garden from the home. They exist as one living space. This veranda reminds us that the most meaningful places are often the simplest. Built from patience, shaped by nature, and filled with moments that stay long after the day ends. And as the leaves sway quietly above, the journey gently moves toward its final spaces. (16) Natural twig and stone edging. Imagine a garden edge shaped gently by nature itself. Twigs and stones form a soft boundary, holding the soil without forcing it into straight lines. Plants grow freely across the edge, blurring the line between path and garden. This edging does not command attention. It supports everything quietly. Stones bring weight and stability. Twigs bring flexibility and warmth. Together, they guide growth instead of controlling it. Here, the garden feels grounded. Every step feels connected to the earth. Nothing feels artificial. Nothing feels rushed. This idea reminds us that structure does not need sharpness. When built with natural materials, it can feel kind. The garden breathes easier when its edges are allowed to soften. And as the border fades gently into the soil, the space leads us calmly toward the next and final transformations ahead. (17) Driftwood portico entrance garden. Imagine arriving at a home where the entrance feels alive. Driftwood frames the doorway, its surface shaped by water and time. Plants grow quietly around it, softening the threshold between outside and inside. This portico does not announce itself loudly. It welcomes gently. Flowers and herbs grow close, releasing subtle scents as you pass. The wood carries stories of distance and movement, now resting in one place. Here, the entrance becomes a pause. A moment to leave the outside world behind and step into calm. Nature stands beside the door, not as decoration, but as companion. This space reminds us that arriving home can be an experience, not just an action. When natural materials and living plants meet, even a doorway becomes meaningful. And as the entrance holds its quiet welcome, the garden guides us softly toward the final spaces ahead. Carport side climbing green wall. Imagine parking beside a wall that feels alive. What was once a plain structure now carries vines climbing steadily upward. Grapevines and vegetables rise together, turning a functional space into a living surface. This green wall does not hide the carport. It transforms it. Leaves soften the structure, while flowers and herbs grow at the base, bringing color and scent into an unexpected place. Here, usefulness and beauty meet naturally. The wall still serves its purpose, but it also supports life. Shade increases. Air cools. The space feels calmer. This idea reminds us that no area is too practical to become peaceful. When plants are invited to climb, even the most ordinary corners can change how a home feels. And as the vines continue to grow upward, the garden gently guides us toward the final quiet details waiting ahead. Living wall crevice herb garden. Imagine noticing life where you least expect it. From tiny cracks in a stone wall, herbs begin to grow. Parsley, basil, and thyme emerge quietly, turning old masonry into a living surface. This garden hides in plain sight. It does not ask for space. It takes only what it needs. Stone and plant exist together, each supporting the other without effort. Here, the wall becomes more than a boundary. It becomes a home for growth. Texture and softness meet, reminding us that nature finds its way even through the hardest surfaces. This idea invites us to look closer, to notice the small spaces we often ignore. When care is given to overlooked places, beauty appears naturally. And as the herbs continue to grow from stone, the garden gently prepares us for the final transformation just ahead. Pergola of grapes and memories. Imagine standing beneath a pergola where grapes grow freely above you. Wooden beams carry the weight of vines, leaves, and seasons. Sunlight filters through, creating shifting patterns on the ground below. This pergola is not just structure. It is memory. A place where meals are shared, stories are told, and time stretches gently. Grapevines have always marked gathering, patience, and abundance. Here, the garden feels complete. Flowers soften the edges. Vegetables grow nearby. Everything belongs. Nothing feels forced. Nature and home exist as one. This space reminds us why gardens matter. They are not built only for beauty, but for moments. Quiet mornings, long conversations, evenings that fade slowly into night. And as the vines continue to grow year after year, they carry more than fruit. They carry memory, calm, and the quiet promise that simple spaces can hold the richest lives. And that is the quiet magic of a countryside garden. When we stop chasing perfection and start listening to nature, beauty slowly finds its way back into our homes. And that is the quiet magic of a countryside garden. When we stop chasing perfection and start listening to nature, beauty slowly finds its way back into our homes. If even one idea today brought you calm or inspiration, save this video, share it, and return whenever you need peaceful garden ideas. Backyard Fortune is always here for you.